Cowboys.
Are you buying the Cowboys?
Yeah, I'll tell you, they're very good. I mean,
Because the
very
Giants,
good.
I mean,
Listen,
the Jets with no Aaron Rodgers.
I agree. I mean, it's not like they beat the 67 Packers. I understand.
Can we say like eight? Can we say 80s and
I know.
above
I like
when
that.
I'm alive?
84 49ers has that when they were 15-1. No, this is a very, very good take. Got a very good defense. You can make an argument they've looked a lot better than the Eagles. I'll tell you what's fascinating. You know it's going to be a tremendous game? On October 8th, Sunday night, Dallas is at San Francisco.
That's San Fran, yep.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
That is a great. That's in a couple, and they're both going to be 4-0. Dallas plays Arizona and the Patriots, and San Francisco plays the Giants and the Cardinals. So they're both going to be 4-0 going into that Sunday night game. But, yes, they have a big-time defense. Parsons, he's not Lawrence Taylor. He's excellent. He's not LT. No. Don't go
nobody
there.
said nobody.
Don't
said,
go there.
No,
You've been going there. Don't go there.
No.
MVP or that.
Modern day. That's what I say. I've never once said. I said since Lawrence Taylor, this is the man we have seen that most resembles him.
I heard that about Mac a couple years ago, and Bill Parcells said, "What? Lawrence Taylor?" And LT is LT. Regardless, I think Dallas has a chance to need to win the division. Because then you're the 1 seed, 2 seed, don't have to play San Francisco. You know, the winner of that division doesn't have to play both. If you don't win the division, you got to beat the Niners and the Eagles. That's too much. I think Dallas right now, listen, do I love Prescott? No. But I think Dallas is the real deal.
Go ahead.
Dallas is the real deal, and it's because it's sustainable. Like, man, dog, we got into this conversation last year, and I came on this show and I talked about how I was so upset with Kellen Moore. And the way that he called offense. And we got our example this past weekend when he got into overtime with the Tennessee Titans and threw 3 deep balls and 2 of them went out of bounds. That's just bad situational football. And everybody would argue with me, oh, they the leading scoring team in the league, and why wouldn't you want a guy to, the objective is to score points, but the bigger objective is to win football games, right? And this team has won 12 games 2 years back to back. But when you look at the way Dallas is playing complementary football, the way that Mike McCarthy is not allowing this offense to be anything that they don't need to be per situation, like I know we could toss it out there that it was the Giants and the Jets. When I look at games, I look at film and I break down the way teams are playing football. It was 38 passes and 35 runs against the New York Jets. They stayed within themselves. You know what happened as well? They didn't turn the football over, and when they didn't score touchdowns, they kicked field goals. And they ended every drive with punts or a kick and ended the game playing smart football. Mike McCarthy is allowing Dak Prescott to get up to the line of scrimmage, make decisions, see the field before. We talked about game management. We talked about the inability for these guys to play at a very high level. This defense ain't nothing different. They've been good. They've been sacking the quarterback. They've been leading the league in defensive turnovers. This year, they're playing sustainable offensive football when you look at the Dallas Cowboys play. I don't care about the competition. They competed at a high level even in losses. Last year, everybody act like in the San Francisco playoff game that it was some crazy game where they lost by 30 points. San Francisco scored 19 points in that game. They couldn't do anything offensively. They lost Tony Pollard in that game, and Dak Prescott turned the football over. The Dallas Cowboys this year have a more sustainable path to winning important games than they've had the past 2 years.
So they have a more sustainable path to winning games?
Yeah, that makes you a better football team.
And that makes you a better football team,
Absolutely.
Right? The results determine whether you're a better football team. Would you say that? Would you say that? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's stop right there. Because talk about results, right? Because I know you appreciate that, doggy. You got your own channel. You're
don't try to be sneaky.
I'm going down. No.
We're talking about a process in winning.
No. Did you just say process?
Yeah.
Did you just say
We're talking
process?
about a process and how you win.
What, you the Dallas 76ers now? We talking process? That's what we doing? That's what we doing?
I'm just examining what I see right now, and it makes a lot of sense.
Against the Giants and the Jets without Aaron Rodgers, against Saquon and a bag of chips to open the season, and against Zach Wilson in game 2. Let's start the presses now.
Stop acting like.
Listen, no. I'll let you speak. Did I not let you speak?
Can you stop acting like they haven't been good the past couple years?
Did I not let you speak?
All right, go ahead.
I didn't say they weren't good. Nobody said they weren't going to go to the playoffs. Nobody said that they weren't going to be a good football team. See, y'all changing the narrative because we know they won 12 games the last 2 years. The fact of the matter is, let's understand what we're really talking about here. When the question is asked, are you buying the hype? Are you buying the Cowboys hype? We're talking Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. We ain't talking winning records. These brothers have been in the playoffs. Now, obviously, over the last several years, 5 playoff appearances since 2014. So 5 playoffs in the last 10 years. Congratulations. 50% of the time you made the playoffs. It's very touching. But the bottom line is this. At the end of the day, what are you going to do when you get there? And that's what I'm saying. So when we talk about we buying the Cowboys up, hell no. We're not buying the hype, and let me tell you why. So you got the fifth toughest schedule. This is what they had coming into the season. You got the Giants, Jets, Cardinals coming up, Patriots, right? Obviously, San Francisco, as you brought up, that's going to be week 5, right? They also play 4 straight 2022 playoff teams in weeks 13 to 16. We get all of that, right? Now, I brought up Dak Prescott yesterday because I think this is important to point out because it's important what you're saying. See, I ain't talking about the defense. Micah Parsons, that's my dog. I love that brother. Trayvon Diggs, Stephon Gilmore. We know Marcus Lawrence. We know the defense is all world. We get that. It's going to come down to moments, though. And that means Dak Prescott. Month of September, 14-9 record. Month of October, 14-7 record. Month of November, 15-11 record. December, he's the joint. 19-7. That's Dak Prescott we talk about here. And then January comes in. 3-7. 3-7 in January, right? 1-3 in the regular season, 2-4 in the playoffs. All you got to do is wait. I know P-Mac talking, as Shannon would call it, P-Mac talking, Stephen A., what are we supposed to do? I mean, you going to win it? Yeah, you're damn right. Talk about them all glowingly right through the holidays, and then they going to
come. Are the Chiefs a lock to win the West, Swagu?
Yes. Chiefs are a lock to win the West. Why wouldn't I pick them to win the West? Look, I know that they haven't looked great. 15 still their quarterback. Travis Kelce is back. They got Chris Jones back in the fold. If you trust anything in that division, you better trust the Kansas City Chiefs because you can't trust nothing else. You got Brandon Staley in Los Angeles who throws 3 passes in overtime. 2 of them go out of bounds and lose to the Tennessee Titans. The Las Vegas Raiders, after Josh Allen throwing 4 interceptions, made Josh Allen look like the Josh Allen we hope that he looks like the rest of the season. And look, Denver is fine, but Denver ain't that defense has fell off a cliff in Denver. I'm going to take Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. I don't need to spend a lot of time on this.
That's an easy one. How does anybody sit there and take Denver, the Chargers, or the Raiders? I mean, the Chargers stink. They never win a big game. The Raiders just lost 38-10. And Garoppolo wins more games than you think, but still it's the Raiders. And Denver's 0-2, 2 games at home. Wilson and Peyton, they're not even because they lost a game to the Lions and they didn't play great offensively against Jacksonville? This is a no-brainer. You want to tell me the Chiefs can't win the conference? I'll give you that. Not the division. The division. And this is an easy one. Yeah. Wow, who came up with this question? Was this a Stephen A.
Whoa, weren't you in the meeting?
This is a ridiculous question.
Last I checked, you were in the meeting.
I know you.
Was this your suggestion last night on the Wi-Fi?
Oh, my gosh.
Stay with me. I'm not trying to act like the Chiefs shouldn't be the favorite to win the division and we shouldn't anticipate it. What I'm just saying is I'm not considering it a lock yet for a few reasons. Number 1, the receivers outside of Travis Kelce. Number 2, the absence of Eric Bieniemy. And number 3, and more importantly, let me state this for the record on national television. I believe that the Chargers are going to come to their senses sooner than later and fire Brandon Staley as the head coach of the franchise. Now, I don't root for people to be fired. I want people to get their money. I want people to be able to take care of their family and what have you. But there are a comedy of errors that this man has made as the head coach of the Chargers. He's a defensive coordinator for 1 year in Los Angeles with the Rams, got the job with the Chargers, and defense is just signature. That's how you got the head coaching job, and you can't get your team to play defense when it counts. You up 27-0, you blow a playoff game. You sitting up there getting all sensitive with reporters asking this question whether or not residue from that game is what is affecting this team thus far this season. You got an offense led by Kellen Moore that's put up over 50 points in 2 games, okay? 34-24. That's 58 points. He's put up over 50 points with 0 turnovers and still can't win the damn game because you got a defense that can't stop a cold when it really, really counts. And you have this man, Brandon Staley, somehow, some way failing to have the pulse of his team. I believe if Eric Bieniemy was the coach of the Chargers, if Sean Payton was the coach of the Chargers, if other coaches, name them, were coaching the Chargers, They would not have been in the situation where they were in, losing a 27-0 lead in the postseason at halftime. They would not have been in the situation right now where they'd be 0-2. You got Justin Herbert with Mike Williams and Keenan Allen and Austin Eckler and these boys on the offensive side of the ball doing their part, and you got a coach in Brandon Staley. Single coverage against Tyreek Hill. Single coverage against Tyreek Hill. Come on, y'all.
Now, we can have
Come on,
that
y'all.
conversation.
I'm saying to
That's
you,
legit.
all I'm saying to you, Doggy and Swagu, I don't think Brandon Staley's going to last because I think Chargers faithful folks in Los Angeles, assuming they care about the Chargers from time, and they should, okay? Because when you got that kind of talent, you should. The bottom line is I think they're looking at this team and they're saying, you know what? Enough's enough.
Yeah.
We're missing a window here. And it has to do with that damn head coach.
So you think the coach that comes in is going to give them a chance to beat the
Yes.
Chiefs? I got you.
Yes.
There is no way they're. Go ahead, you first.
No, I don't know who that coach would be.
I have no idea.
The only coach I could surmise is that they would elevate Kellen Moore to being the head coach, bringing him in, and the success that they have offensively. I'm not a big Kellen Moore fan. I'm just not that guy. But the thing is, Stephen A. Steele, like when the rubber meet the road in the AFC West, Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid is the best thing out of anything that's going on in that division.
And I'm challenging you on that because what I'm saying is Travis Kelce with Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy is the best thing going.
We got
but
30
Bieniemy
seconds.
is no longer there.
Okay.
Steve is way off.
Yeah.
Spanos is never going to fire Staley. He
might
would
be
have
right.
fired him last year, and then he could have brought Peyton in, but he didn't want to pay Staley off and then pay Peyton $10 million a year.
Right.
So if your argument is, well, the Chiefs can't be a lock because the Chargers might fire a coach and bring a new one in, so you can't rely, that's a ridiculous premise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they're not firing
We got to
a
go.
coach.
Let me